Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall is 12 minutes away from 10 o'clock on Monday night. No tomahawk chop needed tonight. Ended disappointing effort for the three-peat by the Chiefs last night. Eagles were well coached, well organised, and they were hungry. They were up for it. I had a sort of a fear, I said it a couple of times during the week, that there were bigger men, especially the offensive line, and their defence as well, that we wouldn't be able to, well, not we, Mahomes wouldn't be able to get the ball to his receivers, and so it proved. They were on top of him big time. The ball was hot a couple of times as well for a couple of them, and there was two crucial penalties that Amenahu made a stupid error, and Nick Bolton, and you'd imagine, they weren't thinking of not to go to college. So if I used to say years ago, I used to go to GA matches, and when he'd see a young fella making a stupid mistake, he'd say he probably got 600 points in his leaving, and yet he'd do something stupid. But they were two third downs that were converted on penalties. One of them was 3rd and 25. They'd have to punt, and it ended up in a touchdown. Worthy, the rookie, was the highlight of the night for the Chiefs. And I wouldn't mind, I'd have bet done the builder bet, and Barkley to score a touchdown at any time. And he didn't score as much as they scored. It was a high scoring one. It was over the 52 points. And Mahomes, I didn't think he'd go over 245. I think he threw 257. Anyway, over for another year. Andy Reid back to basics. He's staying with them another year, and I think the coordinators there. So, best of luck to the Eagles. Before I forget it, I had a couple of messages today and I'll put up a link tonight, that Thursday night is the night for the preview in the Woodlands Hotel in Waterford. I'll probably go to Clonmel on the way to the races. I hope I'm feeling better than I did today. Maybe just staying up late, but the jaw's at me big time. It's actually buzzing like hell now when if I have to move my head at all. I didn't hear back at all from Liam Morris or Maurice McAvoy to leave your email for 2 tickets. A couple more sent that they were going, but they didn't want me to pay for a ticket for them. So I'll put up a link tonight. We had 3 horses running today. It's All About You was the first one off. Ran well enough for the first time in a handicap, and looked like it was going to win after jumping the last. But why did he hit it with the right hand? If he had hit it with the left hand and kept it straight, it had some chance. But it veered over and finished up on the rail to the gambled on favourite, who was carrying nearly a stone lighter. It'll probably win a hurdle race as well at some point. It's All About You. Sparkling Duke, nothing too sparkling about it. Was gone from, I thought maybe he might stay on, but no go. And for the second year, if not the third year in a row, we got the winner of the Sussex National, Invincible Now, the same jockey as last year. Caelan Quinn gave it a mighty ride. I thought he had left too much to do, and the horse that went ahead was our winner last year, Dom of Mary. If that had another run, it would have probably held on, but it was a great ride just to get up in the shadows of the post. And it drifted out to 9-2 and 5-1 during the day, but there was a bit of late money for it. It's still only a 7-year-old. Actually, the stat stays ahead, or stays with it. Only a 7 and 8-year-old has won recently, and that was the only 7 8-year-old in it, and there was no 8-year-old, I think, sure. Anyway, finished up a bit ahead. It's not too bad for a Monday. I like a bit of momentum on a Monday. I was half the day in bed. It was all hours when I went to bed last night. I've only one selection for tomorrow. There was a few I was tinkering about with there, but they were too risky. I might show you them, but I'll the couple I was thinking of. The one I came down with is, and it's a risky play, the conditional jockeys, but the conditional jockey Bruce Lynn has rode this horse for a couple of times, and that's Ballyfort. Now, to look at the forum, it looks like a code to open your gate, 350FU2. But the trip, I'm hoping it'll bring improvement. Ran in a few point-to-points. Ran in more than a few. Ran 6 of them. Finished second and third and third. Went chasing then, and it was abandoned fairly swiftly because it was a bit of a disaster. That's where the F and U came into play. But the last day, when at 2 miles in Ayr, I thought it ran really well, and it sort of outlasted or outstayed the favourite. The favourite was an even money shot. Magalik was rated 115, and a couple of decent horses in behind. We'll just have a quick peep at it. That's him at the back there. Might have to flash forward a bit of him back to a fair.
And Alan Doyle, the red colours, Bits Dan and Ben Smith track these, the yellow and black of Rock on Jet, and Danny McMenamin has the lead as they come towards the first on the far side.
Here he is back
This
here.
is fight number 4, and here they come into it now, and Rock on Jet, the leader by 2, pops over and stood right back, jumps it well as they did in the green colours. Handicap hurdle. Rock on Jet moves well in the lead. The leader by 3. In second place in the red colours, it's Dan. Then the black and pink Diablo of the favourite Maglark. The pink colours on the inside. Ballyfort. That was 3 from home. So 2 left to jump. Can they catch this leader? Rock on Jet is now coming under pressure. The sheepskin noseband of Ballyfort now takes closer order. It's Dan is 3rd. 4th is Maglark, who still has a bit of ground to make up, but is beginning to stay on. Can they catch this leader? Rock on Jet, who leads by 5 lengths at the second last. He's got a healthy advantage. He's under pressure, but he's still 6 lengths clear. Rock on Jet, 1 flight left to jump. Under pressure, Ballyfort. Under pressure now, Maglark begins to stay on. But it's Rock on Jet. Gets a bit close to the last, but still 6 lengths in front. On the run in now, half a furlong left to run. And Rock on Jet is rocking away with this. Danny McMenamin for George Bewley, and is coming away to win this very nicely indeed. Rock on Jet is going to win nicely. Ballyfort stays on to be 2nd. The favourite, Maglark, in 3rd.
He had fell in a hole, but he didn't. He stayed on well. This is his first try at the distance and over hurdles. And as I said, Bruce Lynn claiming 3 as well. It's not a great race, but he's the highest rated at 100. So he'd need to be competitive in that tomorrow. He was a 3-to-1 shot there. I will check the prices. Bit of money for him, 5-to-2 now. We are long term. He finished nearly in it. Well, it's a 3-mile race the last year, but to finish at walking pace. I'm forgetting to move fast. If I stay still and don't open my mouth too much, I'm fine. No. There was another raid. I was looking at that Papa Don't Preach had an each way chance. It's on a slash run. That one it's rated 56, I think now. Won at 104 at one point in his career. But there's a £2 swing for being just behind Maharaja's Express. And he was drawn 1 the last day, Prapadon Preach, but he got off to a terrible start. But it's in 11 this year, or this time. But the favourite is in 10. So it has a bit of toe. That was Madonna, wasn't it? Papa Don't Preach. It came into my head there. So that's course and distance winner as well. It finished well enough the last time, but like when you go down to that rated stuff, like they're up and down and inconsistent. So if we had a winner in the first one, if you wanted a winner or a one on the go, maybe Papa Don't Preach each way. If you get 6 to 1, it'll be finishing. But now it wouldn't be. It's no de jour, I can tell you. Right, it's Monday night, and what do we do on a Monday night? We sing an old song. I will try to sing someone. I had a couple in my head, but they're I think to be a failure. So we'll sing someone I had intended to sing for a long time. Someone that might be you'd be able to help me out with it. On a Kenny Rogers called The Gambler. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with the gambler, we were both too tired to sleep. So we took turns at staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. And then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. He said, "If you're going to play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You gotta know when to hold 'em, I know when to fold 'em, I know when to walk away, you know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table, or there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crunched out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness the gambler he broke even, but in his final words I found an ace that I could keep. You gotta know when to fold 'em, I know when to hold 'em, I know when to walk away, you know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for dealing or counting when the dealing's done. Bash the bookies, over and out.